Hello and welcome to this free mandolin lesson on how to play the Irish hornpipe Off to California, no relation to the Led Zeppelin song. We're going to use the tune to explore different fields. So we're going to learn it as a hornpipe, which sounds like this. But we're also going to explore how you would play it straight or like a reel, and that would sound like this. Everything we talk about in the next 10 or 12 minutes is included in a free PDF which is linked in the description below, so you don't need to learn any of this by ear. Before we learn the tune, I want to have a discussion of what we mean by hornpipes, reels, and even swung, and how that affects our right hand. So if you'll just allow me a few minutes of theory, we can then put it into practice more effectively over the tune. If I was to get you to play just alternate pick strokes on the D and A strings, like that. And to start with, I want you to try and get every note the same length. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So what you're doing there is your downstrokes equal your upstrokes. And that is what we call playing straight, and that's how reels are played. So back in the example earlier, every note is the same, and that's called playing straight. And in Celtic music, that's how reels are played. Now, if we were to change that relationship between your downs and ups, but, and this is the important thing, we're keeping it under the same time scale. So what we want to do is we want to lengthen our downstroke and shorten our upstroke. And that sounds like this. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So whatever way you need to think about that, some people like to think of a heavy downstroke and a light upstroke, or a long downstroke and a short upstroke. I'm going to talk in terms of long down, short up. Musically, it's a dotted 8th note and then a 16th note. And that's quite hard to think about counting wise, so it's much easier if you can work out a way of thinking about it in terms of long, short, long, short, long, short, long. And that's hornpipe feel. So if I was to play short upstroke, I see it as a scale. So on one side of the scale you have straights. On the other side of the scale you have hornpipe. And that's quite extreme. And there is a gap in the middle which is generally swung. So it's not quite as extreme. So it's not quite as extreme as hornpipe, and it's not straight, and that's what you would call swung. So it's all based on your right hand. What is that relationship when you're playing 8th notes to downs and ups? Is it equal? Is it slightly weighted towards the down? Or is it a long down and a short up? Gives you a completely different feel, and now let's try it over Off to California. If we take the opening phrase of Off to California, and by the way, beginner players, if you're sort of relatively new to the mandolin, just focus on playing the tune in whatever way you can. I'm sort of aiming this mainly at intermediate players. So the first phrase, if I was to play the first phrase straight, try that with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. So that sounds great. Let's now try the same notes, but as a hornpipe. So you're going to go full extreme over here, short upstrokes, long downstrokes. 1, 2, 3. Let's give that one more go. 1, 2, 3. And then, just for, so you've heard them all, let's try it swung, which is sort of in the middle. So you're going to go for this. So there's just taking away the edge off that hornpipe. So it's 1, 2, 3. It's still quite close to hornpipe, but it's just not quite as heavy on that downstroke. For the rest of this lesson, we're now going to play Off to California twice. We're going to play it straight, like you would if it was a reel, and then we're going to play it how it actually is, which is technically that Off to California is an Irish hornpipe. So in a jam session, it would always be played as a hornpipe. You're playing it as a reel just as a sort of an exercise, really. So I'm going to slow it down so that everyone has a chance of playing it. We're going to be around. We're just going to keep the speed slow so you can focus on this time round, really playing it straight, and just have a quick pause of the video and play through it in your own time so you can have a go, and then let's play it together, and I will overdub a guitar as well so you can hear the chords. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. So that's straight. I have to work really hard to play straight. I have to sort of imagine there's a metal rod in my arm that keeps my arm sort of really strict, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's very hard when you've played a lot of Americana music to not swing things sort of naturally. So if you struggle to keep that straight, don't worry, you're with me on that one. And if it was too quick, YouTube has a cog down here. That means you can slow me down or just hit pause and play through it on your own. But now let's try the other extreme, and let's try it as a hornpipe. So at the same speed, so we're doing it in the same time frame, we're just changing that relationship in our right hand between the downs and the ups. So same thing again, overdub guitar, same speed, after 3. 1, 2, 3. And again. So there you have Off to California played as a hornpipe, and if you do see this as a scale between straight and hornpipe and with lots of space in between, it becomes very personal where you sit on that line, you know, so that most people don't go full extreme hornpipe. It's probably like a strong swing rather than full hornpipe. But that's it for this lesson. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have learnt the difference between a reel and a hornpipe. Remember, a reel is played straight, a hornpipe is heavily swung, and it's all about that relationship of downs to ups in your pick strokes. We do these lessons every month. Please hit like and subscribe while you're here, or head over to mandomike.com for all past and future free lessons, and we'll see you next month.